Welcome back to Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man. And our first Dr. Jekyll after we got in our torstals. I do, in fact, have a torstal. And there is a stamina potion. Fantastic. We have to be very careful with this. So I'm going to go try to make sure we get this where it needs to be. With the amount of space that we still have in the looting bag, typically it would not be an issue to just put all 10 of the 4-dose stamina potions in there. But we have extra difficulties with using the looting bag. Which means, if we were to put this potion in there, we could never retrieve it. When you destroy the looting bag in the wilderness, it drops all the items. Except, there's additional restrictions on food and potions. So what we need to do is get this stamina potion noted. And not the super anti-poison, that's not necessary right now. I need to decant here to 1 dose. And conveniently, it becomes noted. So later, when we destroy the looting bag, we'll be able to get the stamina potion 1 doses out, unnote them at a bank, and then get them back into 4 doses. But for now, we're getting another torstal out and going to re-note those at a leprechaun and put our first stamina potion in the bag. One out of 10. Fantastic. That'll do it for now, here at Stone Chests. 2,500 Lizardman fangs, which is half of the amount of fangs needed, but I also disassembled the Xerix Talisman, so I'm going to need 1 of those later too. Up to 46 crafting and 84 thieving. That's going very nicely. Skipping some of these more awkward crafting levels. Very cool. Just like last time, we've got a variety of seeds and bolt tips to deal with. Going to be dropping the Snapdragon Seed, bagging up the Harlander, Ranar, and Eritz, and selling the bolt tips to General Store. And then, we can go get prepared for a quest. Not too many things we need for this quest. Grabbed a bucket of milk from a cow. And the other thing we need is a raw sardine, which for whatever reason is the only fish for sale in this fishing shop. 200 sardines and nothing else. He must really like fishing sardines. How he's managed to not catch any herring yet, that's another question. But I'm not going to worry about it, because we are going to go do the quest now. The quest in question is Gertrude's cat. Gertrude is outside of her house right now, so we can open the door and let her go back in later. She is having a hard time with all of her kids. And also, Fluffs has gone missing. Her pet cat. So we're going to go find a cat. Should be doable. We can get more information on where the cat may be from Shillop and Willow over in Varrock Marketplace. But before we head over there, we're going to go back to their backyard and pick up some leaves and rub them on the sardine. Now we have a seasoned sardine. Fantastic. The kids are right over here, near the newspaper stand. Fluffs followed them to their secret play area, but they don't want to tell me where it is because it's a secret. That's kind of the whole point. So they're going to ask me for money for the information. 100 coins. I think we can manage that with our 2.6 million coin stack we got here. So, 100 coins can do. We need to go to the lumber mill. And there's a convenient broken fence for some trespassing. Why, hello, sawmill operator. Don't mind me. Just casually coming in here. That door doesn't open. He's locked in there forever. And here is a cat. We can try to take the cat, but Fluffs is not interested. A bucket of milk. And we even get the bucket back. Convenient. Fluffs is also hungry. That's why this special sardine is here. And lastly, you can hear kittens. So we need to go find Fluff's kittens. They're going to be in one of these crates here somewhere. So we just have to look around. There they are. Fluff's kitten. Fantastic. There seems to be a lot more mewing going on. I'm sure it's fine. Fluffs runs back home. So not only did we find the cat, we also helped quite a bit. And now they're back for the next person to find the cat. It's a system. Video games. But now that we've rescued the cat, let's head back to Gertrude. Gertrude has managed to find her way back inside her house. We have found Fluffs, and Fluffs has returned. So everything has worked out. Also, we get a free hug. So that's fantastic. We saved the kitten too. Also great. And now, we get a kitten. Hooray! And a bunch of cooking XP. And a chocolate cake. And a stew. And then the quest complete screen pops up. Okay. Not bad. Always go for a bit of free cooking XP. The chocolate cake and the stew are useful for later quests, but not useful enough to keep on us that entire time. They're easily replaceable, so that's okay. Let's see which kitten we got. This one is almost the size of that rat, my goodness. But now that we have a kitten, we need to have something to feed said kitten. So we're gonna go get the best possible food. all we need is a small fishing net, and then this convenient ferry ring here in the middle of Karamja brings us to this lake, where we can fish very, very far away from the fishing spot, somehow, for Kamwanji. Just as good as any other fish for satiating a kitten, but they also stack. So these are very nice. Probably don't need too many of them. I'll just grab a decent stack. They're very fast to catch too, so that's also nice. 250 should be more than enough. So now we have to go around collecting a bit of a longer list of items for the next quest. It's going to be an adventure, I suppose, since we got a lot of the items we need here at the adventuring supplies store. Technically, we could get this during the quest, but it's quicker to just get some charcoal here. Also, they have the pestle and mortar, so that's also convenient. So with that, we should be able to get the rest of the things we need during the quest, except for one final thing. And that is a cup of tea. We could buy the tea here for 10 coins, or we could take a few steps over this way and get a cup of tea for free, with a bonus of 16 thieving experience. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. That's just me. The next quest is the dig site. We need to learn about earth sciences and pass the earth science exams before we can actually really do anything at the dig site. So let's do that. The first exam, very serious business. We need to get this letter stamped at the Varrock Museum. So we just need to go over there and then come back. A letter waiting to be stamped. Easy enough. Curator Halen, could you stamp my letter, please? I'm up for the task. Don't you worry about it. Also, we can bring back our certifications later, so that's fun. Stamped, sealed, we are ready to go. Alright, I'm back. I got the letter, so I am ready to go. Earth Sciences, Level 1, Beginner. Gotta take this very seriously. What is Earth Science? A combination of archaeology and vegetarianism. Next, which people are allowed to use the dig site? Local residents, contractors, and small pink fish. And question 3. What is the proper equipment? Heat-resistant clothing to be worn at all times. I think we aced it. And we got everything wrong. Fantastic. We need to go study more. We got books researchers, and other students. So let's start with the books here. Earth Sciences. All the books have been taken. Looks like the other students got to them first. So we're going to have to get a study group going with the other students. And they are all in the dig site itself. First student here. He wants some help. He has lost a recent find. And it looks like an animal skull. Somebody must have went and picked up his skull that he got. So we're gonna look around. And by look around, of course we mean stealing. And there we go. Easy as that. We are a highly proficient thief, after all. Here is your animal skull. And here is the information we needed. Earth Sciences, the study of Earth, its contents, and history. How we managed to come up with all those terrible answers? That's a question. But we're getting the right stuff from the students here. Second student wants a special cup. He won it for a particularly good find. And then he lost the cup near the tents. They seem good at losing things. Hopefully they haven't lost all of those books that they borrowed. Either way, we've got a cup to find. We are going to need to do some panning. Luckily, there's a convenient panning tray here. I'm going to just run over here to a panning point. Unfortunately, we're not allowed quite yet. Luckily, we can do a little bit of bribing. 1 cup of tea for the ability to take whatever we want out of the water here. Get some mud, and there's the cup. We actually need to continue doing this to get another thing. And we're going to find significant amounts of just mud. But that's okay. Once we get the thing we need, we can go turn in this cup for another answer. There we go. We got an uncut opal. There are a few ways that we could have went about getting that. But since the panning is just right here anyways, it was a reasonable way to go forward. We found your cup, and here's our information. People that can use the dig site are people that have passed the Earth Science exams. Very good. Now we just need to find the last student. They're around here somewhere. And here they are. We've unfortunately left our cat inside of the dig site area. I'm sure they're fine. This student has lost a teddy bear. Somewhere along the paths with some ceramics. Large urns, and all that. So let's go and find another thing. There's the large urn she was talking about. And right here is the teddy bear. It's a something, according to us. A little raggedy, but I can't complain too much. They lost it, and they want it back, so I am happy to help. Especially since we're going to be getting the last bit of information we need. Correct equipment, leather gloves, and boots. Proper tools used. And that is everything we need for the exam. So let's go ace this. Okay. We used the answers the students gave us. And we got it all correct. Fantastic. We get our certificate and a trowel. But that's not the end of this. That's only level 1. Next up, it's level 2. Intermediate. How to transport samples. Samples to be given to the melon collecting monkey. Proper way to handle finds. Not handled by anyone. Proper use of a rock pick. Strike rock repeatedly until powdered. And drumroll, failure. More studying. And by more studying, we of course mean just go ask all the students again. More help, please. Rock picks. Handle with care. Strike cleanly on the cleaving point. Didn't lose anything this time. So that's good. This will definitely speed this whole learn things situation up. Next student. Sample transportation. Taken in rough form, kept in sealed containers. Very good. And the third student. For the third question. Running away from me. Handling fines. Fines must be handled carefully. And continue to wear the gloves. Nice and easy. Cat wants attention. So, also feed them in the meantime. And give them a nice stroke. Back to the exam center. Using the answers we got, we pass. Level 2. Fantastic. Now just one exam left to take. Advanced. How to prepare samples. Mix them together. Doesn't matter. Proper way to use a specimen brush. Dip it in glue and stuck to a sheep's back, or brush quickly with a wet brush. These are all fine choices. Technique for handling bones. Feed to hungry dogs. Failure. Of course. We've got an interesting system going on here of getting 0% and then 100%. I guess as long as we pass in the end, they're fine with it. Let's go get this final set of answers. I wonder if any of these other students have passed any of the levels of the exam. They all know at least one thing from each level, but we can't say for sure that means they've learned everything from the previous levels. First one here has learned about brush strokes. We should do it carefully and slowly with short strokes. That's one. Second student. Figure out some stuff with bones. They should be handled carefully and kept away from other samples. And lastly, the final question we need, the final bit of information. The students are getting a little bit fed up with my persistence here. And this is where we need that opal we found. Alright. You can have it. They're easily obtainable, just down in the river, so if you like them so much, you could definitely go get some more. Sample preparation. Cleaned, carried in specimen jars. And there we go. Time to finish our exams. And here we are. Level 3 certification completed. Now we can excavate anywhere we want in the dig site. Unfortunately, they haven't given me all the things we need here. So we're going to need to source the rest of our equipment. Search this cupboard right here. We can get a specimen jar. This cupboard has rock picks. I really don't need a rock pick, so not too worried about that either way. And lastly, the only source of specimen brushes which we needed was stealing. So now we can actually get to the excavation here. In the level 3 digging spot here, so you use the trowel on the soil to dig up something. This time it's bones, which instead of safely handling away from other finds, we're just going to bury them back in here again. We're also not wearing leather gloves. We're not putting anything in the jar. We're dropping everything on the floor. In general, we're doing everything wrong. But I'm sure I'll be fine. There is something of interest. A strange talisman. Much more interesting than a pie dish. Or some regular bones, which we immediately put straight back. An ancient talisman. An unusual symbol. This is definitely worth getting another set of eyes on. Talking to the experts now. Ancient talisman. Archaeological expert. Take a look at this. It's very unusual. A ceremonial ornament to a god named Zaros. Very interesting. A very uncommon find. There's writing on it which says, Zaros will return and wreak his vengeance upon Zamorak the Pretender. Pretty bold. Very, very solid find here. We can now use the private dig shafts. We just need to show this another letter over to all of the people working at the winches to get access. So let's head down there. Invitation letter. Showing it to the dig site workman. Apparently not that one. Just anybody nearby, I guess. Let's try you. Look at it. Permission into the mine shafts. Fantastic. This is where the ropes come in. Tie this off. And lower ourselves down a hole. Get some free root. And search these rocks. Bricks even. There's a room past here that we want to get inside. We're going to need a slightly different method though. Heading down the other winch here. Here is Dug Deeping. He dug deep. But did he dig greedily? Hard to say. I need to move a large pile of rocks. And he suggests explosives. Sounds like a fantastic plan. What we need is a chemical mixture. All the stuff we need should be around the dig site. We just need this key to a chest for one of the ingredients. And the cat wants attention again. I can do that. Here's the chest in question. Very much locked. But that's what the key's for. Now we can search it for some powder of some description. So we got a root, we got some powder. Pry open this barrel here. We can grab some whatever crazy stuff is in here in our vial. Looks very dangerous. If you drop it, it hurts you. It's a whole thing. We need to get all these random bits properly identified. Here's the book on chemicals. You get all sorts of information about what was used in this explosion. Experimental test notes, indeed. I'm just gonna wave some chemical powder in this guy's face. I find weird things around here. This is ammonium nitrate. And this random dangerous liquid that I found. I took these from one of the barrels. They're probably getting kind of tired of my antics at this point. This is highly explosive nitroglycerin. So I'm just going to run around while handling all these things. We have all the ingredients we need now. Put the ammonium nitrate in the nitroglycerin. Grind up some charcoal into ground charcoal. Remember to keep running while doing this. Add the charcoal. And then, finally, this root. Creating a dark black chemical compound made of explosives and other things that we found here. Perfect for exploding some rocks. So we just head down here, pour it on the rocks instead of dropping it and killing ourselves, and just light everything on fire. Run away. Very aggressive explosion there. And if we head in here, we've got skeletons. So that's great. Just a whole bunch of skeletons. So we'll quickly grab this stone tablet and get out of here. Floor symbol. Very similar to the talisman that we found. So let's get this back to the expert. They really could have put this building closer to the actual dig site. It is quite the trek coming all the way back over here. Stone tablet, which says, "Tremble, mortal, before the altar of our dread Lord Zaros." So that's good. What do you think about this? Pretty neat, huh? Also, there's skeletons. Be careful about that. An amazing discovery, showing all sorts of history that was hidden underground. Zaros altar with a whole city built over it. Fantastic job. We get 2 gold bars, 15,000 mining XP, 2,000 Herblore XP, and 2 more quest points. 52 mining, and 30 Herblore. Very nice. We don't particularly need 2 gold bars. I think we'll just sell those to General Store. We can easily get gold bars at this point. We got the mining and the smithing to accomplish that at least. Let's throw these in here. Don't need those. Also, I don't think we need this, or the book, or a vial. Trowel maybe, but it's just gonna be on the shelf anyway. Specimen jar, pestle mortar. Now that we've completed our escapades at the dig site, we can turn in our certificates to Curator Halen, like we said we would. Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3. For a reward, I'm going to take something to eat. A delicious chocolate cake, which I'm going to stand here and eat the entire thing right in his face. Both of those options would have been useful for future quests, but again, Ultimate Iron Man, and we can get that stuff, no problem. Next up, we can make use of the cleaning area here with all of our various pieces to search through more of the specimens from the dig site. So we're going full circle here, from finding the specimens to preparing them for the museum. First bit of interest, we found a pretty decent piece of pottery. Zarosian pottery. We can put this into a case. Takes a little bit to go through here with the museum guard, but there is more stuff for that case, and more kudos. A very nice Ceredominus symbol here, even putting on a fancy pillow. Very importantly, here is a ruby necklace. It's enchanted with teleportation magic. Should teleport over to the dig site area. And now we've been shown this spell. It's just the regular ruby enchant. Now we can make our own enchanted ruby necklaces. And now we're throwing Zamrak into the mix with an ancient coin. And a Ceratominous coin for good measure. Lastly, another Ceratominous symbol. This one a bit worse for wear. Well, that is everything from the whole specimen cleaning system over here. So we can drop our set of stuff. Also managed to get an antique lamp from turning things into the storage crate. I'll put that in Herblore. 500 XP. Not too shabby. While we're here, we can talk to Historian Minus here. See if we got any stories to tell from our questing adventures. We got Excalibur. That's pretty interesting sword. And for that, we get an XP lamp. I defeated Delrith with Silverlight. Helped save the Grand Tree. Also defeated a demon there. I'm very resourceful. Had some adventures in Mauritania. Information about the 7 priestly warriors and how the River Salve works. Rediscovered the Rune Essence Mine. And that's it. Presumably. Any more information? Nope. You're not the random I want. But we did get another XP lamp here. So that's also going in Herblore. 1,000 experience. Gets us 31. Not too shabby. And that should be all the kudos we need for another quest here. Bone Voyage. Just barely got there. We're at 103 when we needed 100. So let's go prepare for that. The only items we need are a Marintil potion, unfinished, and 2 bottles of vodka. This is going to be quite the voyage. Exciting news at the museum. A rather interesting island north of Mauritania of archaeological significance. Preparing for a voyage. We are fully qualified with our earth science exams and all the help we've done here at the museum. So we can go talk to the people over at the dig site canal. The site foreman in particular. So let's go and see what they need. Hello, foreman. You needed some help? Just needs to do some final preparations, minor adjustments to the barge. They've tried many attempts with this barge, and they need a sturdier type of wood. Not magic logs. Not magic logs. High-grade wood from distant western lands would be perfect. We need to go talk to the sawmill operator here in Varrock to get things moving along. Also, the pet kitten is now a cat, which is perfect. A cat is much better at doing things than a kitten. But we also don't want it to get too overgrown. So in the backpack, the cat goes. We also probably don't need the Caramboan Chief right now. But we're not hurting for inventory space, so I can manage with that for now. Here's the sawmill operator. On behalf of the museum, we are going to be heading to the Hosidius Woodcutting Guild to get an arrangement going here to get some redwood logs. Now we need to go over to Zaya. This would be a good time to have our Xerix Talisman available, but we do not have that. So we have to make our way a different way. All the way to the Woodcutting Guild. We can go talk to the sawmill operator. Technically, it would have been slightly faster to not be able to come in here, because we could have gotten this proposal signed at the door instead of coming over here. Either way, we've got a proposition for you. Redwood planks over to Varrock. They're not useful for furniture, is what they're saying, in order to not change the construction training metas. But for a boat, why not? We've got the proposition all signed and ready to go. Straight back to Varrock. Much quicker getting back to Varrock. Here you go, sawmill operator. Got your signed agreement. So everything is good to go. They're going to get the redwood planks sent over to the barge, so we can return to see what else they might need. Now that everything is done with the actual building of the barge, we can get on there and chat to the navigator. See if they've got any more stuff for me to do. Lead navigator. I'm here to help with this expedition. Apparently, this expedition is cursed. The first barge didn't float. The second barge, they added so many things that, again, it didn't float. The third one used a special sealant, which attracted sea monsters. The fourth one used a different sealant, which attracted icebergs. The fifth one crashed into the sixth one. The seventh one's just lost. The eighth one somehow is managing to exist outside of time, somehow. The ninth one was made with magic logs, gained sentience, became depressed, and ran itself aground near Crandor. Entirely cursed, all the way through. So we're not going anywhere until we are dealing with curses. So we're going to seek out some sailors in Port Sarum. See if they've got any ideas of how to make this less cursed. Jack Seagull sounds like the perfect person to talk to about cursed voyages. They've got some experience with this kind of situation. So we need a lucky charm. We can get a lucky charm from the odd old man right near the quarry. So that's a convenient location. Ahab seems to disagree, though. He suggests a potion of sea legs. Another option. So that's good. Magical potions, mystical charms. Let's see what the crew thinks of those options. Okay, everybody. We've got two choices here. A lucky charm or a potion of sea legs. The lead navigator doesn't trust the lucky charm, so he'll go with the potion. The junior navigator thinks a lucky charm could be good too. So I'll just go and get both. The apothecary in Varrock can help with the potion, and the lucky charm is right nearby. Lucky charm, please. Cursed voyages, all that. Talking sack. Mumble mumble. Mumble mumble mumble. For free, we get a bone charm. And from the apothecary, we need a potion of sea legs. There's no magic involved in this potion. It's simply a herbal remedy of mostly vodka. A Marintil potion, but mostly vodka. Two entire bottles somehow poured into a single vial. But there it is. The potion of sea legs. Everything is ready. So it is time to set sail. Here we go. Everyone except for the junior navigator used the potion of sea legs, and they all passed out. So we are alone to get this boat to where we're going. We need to be going the correct direction. Rotating the rudders a bit to try to go as straight as possible. Turning down the sails when we're not going straight should, in theory, help a bit. Get back on track, straight ahead. We got a nice progress bar we're working with. Right on course. A little too far that way. A little too far that way. More back this way. More back this way. Spiraling out of control. Straight ahead, straight ahead, straight ahead. Kinda. Getting there. Oh, we're getting there. Back down. Ah, we're completely off course now. That's better. Straightforward. The winds are blowing, making this difficult. But here we go. Or not. We're almost there. Come on. Just finish. Straight ahead. The progress bar is teetering towards getting there. There we go. We managed to access Fossil Island. Quest complete. We got here in one piece. So that is good enough for me. There's a whole buildings and stuff here that I'm not too worried about right now. Definitely don't need construction experience or a bank. So, for right now, I'm good with that. But now that we're here, we have everything we need to make a big improvement to the house. But it's not going to be quite that simple. First step, world hop 250 times, buying rubies here in Keldagrim. We are most likely going to run into the world hop limit, so this is going to take a bit. And every time the inventory gets full, we bring the rubies back to the curator. The first 12. 238 to go. We're also going to drop some more things to get some more inventory space, just to minimize the number of times we need to teleport around back and forth here. And we can put the cat in the house. So we don't need to worry about losing that ever, which is nice. These are the last of the rubies we need. Took a little bit, but I guess the running back and forth to the museum delayed us enough that we didn't get the world hop limit. But there is one thing we need to do before we turn everything in. That is getting this teleport here by using a dig site pendant on the strange machine. Also, mush tree, I guess. We still need to go unlock the rest of that, but that is a problem for later. I need those fire runes. That singular fire rune replaced. We can turn in the rest of this. Pendant, rubies, cosmics, fires, for a curator's medallion. And then all we need to do is head over to the house and get this installed. Building mode activated. We can finally make a little bit of use of our portal nexus. Putting in the mounted dig site pendant. If we had the hammer and saw. We can get that. That's just on the wall over here, very conveniently. Not a problem whatsoever. Exactly what we're hammering together for all the things that don't use nails, questionable. But either way, we can build the mounted dig site pendant. Now we head out of building mode. It's just right here, behind the bench. We've got a menu to go to the dig site, Fossil Island, or Lithgren. We haven't unlocked Lithgren yet, of course. But we can go to Fossil Island an infinite number of times, which is very convenient. Eventually we'll be doing more stuff here on this island, but not quite yet. So that is a cat and a pendant. Come here. Cat, pendant. Both very good. As for what we're going to be doing next, I've got some skills that are lagging very far behind. We've got 3 level 80s and 2 level 9s. So I think it's time to fix that. Next time. Goodbye.